pan around. I think you can see everyone.
Whoa.
Okay. All right. What do you think of when you think of a virus? Do you think of the stomach bug or maybe the flu? Do you think of a bacterial infection such as E. coli or salmonella? What if I told you that HIV was a virus? I'm sure you've heard about HIV, but do you really know what HIV is? Human immunodeficiency virus is what HIV is. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention, an agency dedicated to making disease information available to all public, reports on their website that HIV affects the CD4 cells, which are T cells and are essential in fighting disease in your immune system. If left untreated, HIV can destroy so many of these cells that the body cannot fight off infections or disease. And left untreated, HIV will cause a more advanced version of itself, which is AIDS. AIDS is acquired immunodeficiency syndrome, and many people associate AIDS separately from HIV, but in reality, they are the same disease. AIDS is just a more advanced version of it. AIDS is the final stage of HIV. The immune system is so damaged during this stage that you are more prone to opportunistic infections. And without treatment, people who have been diagnosed with AIDS will only survive up to 3 years or maybe less. Now that you know what AIDS is, you're probably wondering, how do you get the disease? And according to AIDS.gov, a government website dedicated to providing the public with more information about HIV and AIDS, the highest risk behaviors for contracting HIV are having sex with someone who has the disease, or sharing needles, syringes, and equipment used to prepare injection drugs. Some uncommon risks include being born to a mother who has HIV, being stabbed with a needle or sharp object that has come in contact with bodily fluids from a person who is infected with HIV, or being bitten by an infected person who has open sores in their mouth. Not a good time. Contrary to popular belief, HIV is not spread by water, insects, air, or casual contact such as handshaking or hugging. Leslie Roberts, a researcher for ScienceMag.org, said in her article HIV and AIDS in America, the biggest challenge the country faces today is diagnosing all of its HIV-infected people and helping them take full advantage of their treatment. Contracting HIV is not on most people's to-do list, but it is important to know what your options are if you do contract the disease. And knowing how to protect yourself is equally important. According to AIDS.gov, if you take part in certain behaviors, you are more at risk. Some of these behaviors include having unprotected sex with an infected individual, sharing needles with infected individuals, and less commonly, organ donations and blood transfusions. If you think you are at risk for human immunodeficiency virus, you need to be tested immediately. At home, FDA-approved tests are available in most drugstores, and you can go to your local doctor's office, health clinic, or hospital to get tested. So now, what do you think of when I say HIV? Hopefully you think of it as human immunodeficiency virus, a virus that attacks the immune system head-on. Maybe you think of the risk behaviors that partaking in put you at risk, or you may think of the ways to protect yourselves and your loved ones from HIV, or how to get them treatment if they do contract the disease. Whatever pops into your mind now when I say HIV, I hope it reminds you of how serious the disease is. Being aware is the most important part of any disease, and knowing about HIV now will keep you safer and more empathetic to those who have been diagnosed with human immunodeficiency virus. Around. Prove they all stay.